So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'm just going to give some guidelines as to how we will run this audience communications. So let me just get to my slide.
They have to legally.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead with the guidelines for those who are wishing to speak. Each person will be given 3 minutes to address the board. We have Mr. Johnson here will be our timekeeper. He will keep track, and you will hear a small tone go off. When you hear that tone, we would like you to wrap up your comments and be finished, please. Another guideline, no one is able to yield their time to another person. You are able to speak for up to 3 minutes, but you may not yield your time to somebody else so that they get additional minutes to speak. All comments are to be directed to the board, not to anyone in the room or the audience. Please direct your comments to us. We hold a high standard for respectful interactions and decorum during our meetings. This will be shown to you by the board, the administration, and it is expected of all of us that are in attendance. I'm going to ask while any speaker is speaking, either a board member or an audience member, that there will be no cheering, booing, side conversations, or call-outs. Please be respectful to someone who's at the addressing our board. Every board member needs to hear the complete remarks being shared and will not be interrupted. If this takes place, I will address this immediately so that our meeting can continue without interruption. If you do not comply with this after being addressed, you will be asked to leave the meeting. Please let people at the podium have their time to speak, and let our board members be able to listen. Once the speaker has concluded or reached his or her 3 minutes, the next name will immediately be called to come to the podium. As is our policy, we will call on as many of those who, we're going to go ahead and listen to all the comments now. During public comment, no individual may use the name of a student, and any complaints about an individual staff member by name should be directed to our Human Resources Department rather than at a public meeting. Profane, threatening, or rude commentary will not be allowed. Finally, typically, our board does not make comments. We are here to listen, but due to the nature of the topic this evening, I'm going to make the following statement. In our district, personnel decisions are made with integrity and based on a deliberative review of the individual circumstances that are present. While members of the board and district administration do not comment on or discuss an individual personnel situation, we have full confidence in our school and athletic administration as they move through this process. Before we start the comment period, this board is aware of certain rumors circulating online and in our community regarding the circumstances surrounding the employment of a district coach. We suspect that many of you may be here this evening to comment on those rumors. While you are welcome to address the board, please know that the rumors are completely false, inaccurate, and without merit. To be specific, the irresponsible commentary spreading online suggesting that a biological male student requested to utilize shower facilities in the presence of female student athletes is not true. The contention that a dispute over access to locker room facilities for transgender student athletes was the basis for the termination of the coach is also not true. While the board does not normally offer such commentary before audience participation, we felt it was important for the public to be informed about the reckless and inaccurate information being shared before anyone chooses to address the board. At this time, I'm going to call our first speaker to the podium, and that would be Brody Stone. Please come to the podium. when you get to the podium, you should there's this. Oh, it's already on. It's on already. Is there a green dot there?
Yeah, there's a green dot.
Thank you, Brody. You may go ahead and are you ready? All right, thank you.
I'm Brody Stone. I'm a junior student at Livonia Franklin, and I'm the varsity 190 pounder. I haven't known Chiola for the longest, considering I've only wrestled for him for 2 years. But over those 2 years, I've grown very close with him, and he has been very, very open with me about my injuries. Last year, I blew up one of my knees, and this year I blew up the other. As soon as I got the news that my ACL and my meniscus had been torn, he was the first person I called, and that call lasted probably around 15 or 20 minutes, and I didn't know what to do, and he really helped me with that. He hasn't been in my corner for that many matches, but every single one I know he's been trying to make me do help me do my best, and I will for always be grateful for every lesson and life skill he's taught me as my coach. I'm just very grateful for everything he's done for me and my fellow teammates on the wrestling team. That's it.
Is Hassan?
I got it. I'm Hassan here.
Are you Hassan?
Yeah, I am the one and only. How you guys doing, board members? How you doing, sir? Everybody's smiling. I like this. So has my time started?
Oh yes.
Okay. I just wanted to tell you. I'm an activist. I go all around Dearborn Heights, all over Michigan. I've never seen something like this in my life. When a coach gets fired, and we got over here comments from the board that this has nothing to do with a he, she, or whatever it is. But, we got a president that got elected by the name of Donald J. Trump. And he said the first thing is, when I take office, if you guys sit there and put anything towards kids, your funding will stop. Very simple. I'm a Republican delegate. And I'll make sure you'll be the first ones to get defunded. And it's a promise. Right now, I'm entertaining a motion to suspend the rules, put the motion on the floor, and take roll call, and give the man his job back. I'm putting a resolution for you guys to vote on it, to give the man his job back.
Yeah.
I am entitled to suspend. Do you go by the Robert Rules of Order?
Sir, we're not taking a resolution.
I am asking you to suspend the rules, put the motion on the floor, and take roll call, and I may put a resolution to give him his job back. That gentleman worked for 24 years. How many people raised their hands that want this gentleman's job back? Everybody in this audience, look at that, what's it called? How many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. None of you don't want to give him his job back, but over 100 people want this gentleman to get his job back. Give him his job back. Because let me tell you something, I promise you, my name is Hassan Ayun, and I approve this message. If you do not give him his job back, you will get defunded when President Trump comes into office. Look me up, Hassan Ayun, on the internet. I'm not no little riffraff. Okay, I'm just telling you guys to give this gentleman his job back. Why don't you want to give him his job back?
Sir, this is not a back.
This is not a, okay, then you don't have to answer me. You can just listen. We don't have to go back and forth. I'm entitled to speak. You don't have to answer.
And we are listening.
Okay, keep listening. Are you going to give this gentleman his job back? You guys got elected by these people that raised their hands up. These people are going to vote you out. And you're going to get defunded. Guaranteed. Because you guys are lying. You know what's going to happen January 20th. He's not playing around. He's ready to clean house with all this propaganda, fake news you guys are sitting there saying that. Why did the gentleman get fired then? Let's be honest with each other.
Thank you, Hassan. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Give the guy his job back.
know you will. The next speaker is David Chiola.
Go, coach! Coach! Everybody get up and say, coach! Yeah, coach! Give him his jump back! Give him his jump back!
Sorry, guys. Tough act to follow, sorry. My name's David Chiola. I was the wrestling coach of Livonia Franklin for 24 years. I don't want to get into the details of the situation that caused my firing because of time, but I do want to speak how poorly it was handled. The oversight I made is I answered a phone call from my athletic director while subbing at Stevenson. Some students thought whatever I said must have been too mean-spirited and went to the assistant principal, who went to central office, who went to my athletic director, who fired me without due process. What a teaching moment was passed up. I could have gone to the class on Monday, talked to the students on the importance of getting all the facts. Things were taken out of context. They only heard one side of a conversation. They shouldn't be eavesdropping. In that scenario, no party would have been damaged. Instead, I was fired. I was obviously damaged. The team was damaged. The parents were damaged, the alumni, and the community. A letter went home to the parents questioning my character. There's a quote that said, "I am not a coach who aligns with our vision and values for the wrestling program." The man who wrote this letter does not know me well enough to make that statement. I shared what happened with some people close to me, and in the letter it said, "This shows that I think I'm above the rules." The rumors swirling were horrific. Everything, even criminal things. When you fire someone and say we can't talk about it, people are obviously going to take it, the worst circumstances, and that's where the rumors came from. I'm not going to stand idly by and let my name get dragged through the mud. Ironically, my character was questioned, but I was also asked to lie and say that I am resigning because of personal problems. Anybody who truly knows me knows I would never abandon my team with a week before the season unless something was wrong with my daughter. If I had leukemia...
Excuse me. Let Mr. Chiola speak, please.
Yeah, don't clap.
So
at me,
stop
guys.
cutting them off.
If I had leukemia, I would schedule my chemo around practices. There's nothing that would keep me away from my team. The parents were told this was in the best interest of the students. What an egotistical thing to say. You were telling parents that you know what is best for their kids more than they do. I don't think there is a parent on the team who thinks that this is in the best interest of their kid. When districts start telling people what's best for their kid, you understand why online schooling and homeschooling has gone up 45% in the last 4 years. Parents are tired of schools telling them what is best for their kids. I asked if I could coach as a volunteer for free until the end of the year and then quit, and I was told no. I asked if I could consult with the new coaches because none of them have ever been a head coach before, and I coached all of them but one. They're all former wrestlers, but they're all going to be my assistants this year. I was also told no. In either of these scenarios, there would have been no damaged parties, but I was told no.
Thank you, Mr. Chiola. Thank you.
Let him finish.
Give him more time.
Let him finish.
He may not have more time.
Finish.
Why not? Let him finish.
Let him finish.
Why not?
Let him finish.
Why not?
Let him. He's a teacher.
Why
Let him
not?
finish.
Why not?
Time. All.
Let him finish.
He's not done. Why not?
He may not have time. Moving on. We will now hear from Alexia Agnagostopoulos.
Those are tyrants, that's why. They're tyrants.
Grooming is the action or behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a vulnerable person, generally a minor under the age of consent, to lower their inhibitions with the objective of sexual abuse. This is a true story of a student who graduated from Livonia Franklin, who was groomed as a child by David Chiola starting when she met him at 13 years old. I will be keeping her name anonymous so as to protect her. The student sought paternal comfort and guidance she could not obtain in the home, and he was aware of her abusive home life early on, which he quickly used to her advantage. He not only lent a listening ear, but encouraged an emotional exchange, writing passes to excuse her from her other teachers' classes, which inhibited her education in favor of listening to her sexual experiences in detail. Fast forward years after graduation, a horrific and tragic loss impacted the community of Livonia, and especially the former student who was extremely close to the